I'd just been out of managed isolation for a few days when I got the phone call to say that I'd got the residency. So I would say it came to me like a beautiful life raft on a rough sea. I like to have an empty house, nobody around to interrupt me. Some people can write in cafes and things like that, but that doesn't work for me. I just like to be able to drop very, very deeply into whatever my subject is, what I'm thinking about. To get here, I drove through the Kaimanawas, which is the old forest, survivor of brutal winters, or the wild horses streaming over tussock, or the mountain range, and which translates as treasure, or eat the wild, or heart eater, or breath eater, which are the slippages of poetry. Impossible to know if I'm there, and I'm not there until suddenly I am, making small revisions to home like rivers do with their movement. I've always been particularly interested in my great-aunt's story, my great-aunt Vida, who had a difficult life. A lot of it feels a bit erased from family history. It was like Vida stepped into the room and she said, maybe it's time to start writing about me. So that's when I started researching her and my family history. It's a cold morning and the earth is black with sulphur yellow vents blowing hot steam. And I walk into high mist, Aotearoa, Scotland, this and here. The infield, tadpoles in the concrete trough, your vows at my table, in my mouth. I feel very much as a Pākehā New Zealander that I need to understand where I come from. I am from two places. I'm Scottish and I'm a New Zealander. Migration, I see it as an unfinished business. You know, you don't move countries and cross worlds and then that's it. You've got this new life disconnected from the old life. I don't think it works like that. I have been participating in the word Scotland. We have been moving through each other like fish and light and water through water. Sitting cross-legged beside my Scottish grandfather in the Tinnacorry Hills above Wellington City, where his son, my father, is playing accordion for the Polish club. He has been practicing the minor chords all day. We are waiting for him to finish. We are waiting to go home. My granddad, my nana, my sisters, my brother, and my mother, in our stolen wealth country that is regularly left off maps, which made my father happy. He had never been to Scotland and never wanted to go back, which made my mother lonely for a country her mother never went to but called home. My project is a collection of creative essays and they'll interweave. It won't be a linear book. It interweaves between my own experience of going to Scotland at various stages of my life and my family's experience. And then I wanted to also include poetry along with essays because essays have a certain kind of energy. They move through a story, whereas I feel like a poem just drops deeply down into a moment. Like my father, my old friend from the battleground, I'm happy to be from unacknowledged country. Let's hold our pain invisible against our chest. Let's hold our parents' pain there too. It's just another lump of dirt, he'd say. But here I am, and here it is, and the ragged comforts of form and beauty still hold. The Randell Cottage is quite a unique residency. It's a really good period of time, 6 months. It's a decent amount of financial assistance, so you can step away from work. It's a residency that you can bring your family to, or partner, whatever, and you're in this beautiful resonant place which feels like it has layers of lives have been through this place, and also many writers. It feels like a rich environment to be in, almost like you're supported by the people that have been here. And because it has an international aspect to it as well, the New Zealand writer is interspersed with the French writer, it has a sense of kind of scope as well. It has a sense of reaching out into the world. It's just been wonderful to be on the ground here in this beautiful garden. The birds here are incredible. Kaka flying overhead, fantails flittering around through the trees. I go and sit out on the wooden bench out there every day, and there's a tui that comes and drinks from the flax flowers that are sort of at arm's length from me. Being close to the botanic gardens, having the beautiful spaces here, being in this particular settler cottage, it's all, I think, had quite a profound influence on my work. I drove through the kaimanawas to get here, to dip my hand in the icy water of the trough, wanting the bunched, slippery orbs of becoming to brush my fingers, to hear their plip, plip sounds, those little flicker in water sounds that translate as heart eater or breath eater or eat the wild, whichever slippages of wild vowels at my table, of poetry in my mouth.